Hey, Living Water, we wanted to come to you today on behalf of me, Bianca, and our entire leadership team to bring you some important updates on the current health crisis that we're facing in our culture today. We want you to have up-to-date information about what we're doing as a church family, but we also wanted to pour some encouragement into your hearts today because I know it's really hard out there with all of the messages that we're hearing, and it could strike a lot of fear in our hearts. I want to encourage you that we met as an elder board last night and we decided unanimously after spending some time in prayer and considering the circumstances that we will continue to meet at our normal worship times on Sundays at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And I realize there may be some people who, out of an abundance of caution, you'd like to stay home. Maybe you are sick or elderly, or maybe you're already immune compromised. We have online streaming services every single Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., a live stream available for you to participate in our worship services. You can go to golivingwater.com and you can find out that information. I think in times like these, it's important to turn to God's Word to find hope and encouragement and really overcome some of the fears that just entrap us in this world. I was very encouraged recently as our worship team and Pastor Dillett were leading us in the song, Another in the Fire. And the song really has its roots in a passage in Daniel chapter 3. I'm gonna begin reading in verse 24. It says, "Then King Nebuchadnezzar leapt to his feet in amazement, and he asked his advisors, 'Weren't there 3 men that we tied up and threw into the fire?' They replied, 'Certainly, your majesty.' He said, 'Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods.' Nebuchadnezzar then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, 'Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here.' So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire. The satraps, the prefects, governors, and royal advisors crowded around them. They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair on their head singed. Their robes were not scorched, and there was no smell of fire on them." I want to bring just a few points out of this passage that really encourage me facing today's culture and the news that we hear. The first thing is that God is with us. Can you just say that to yourself right now? God's with me. He's with me no matter what kind of fire I go through. No matter what kind of trial I'm walking through, He is with us. Jesus promised that He would be with us always, even to the very end of the age. And I'm telling you, friend, He is with us today. You can be encouraged that God is walking in this fiery trial with you and that He is going to shine His light through the way that you live. That's the next thing I see is how amazed the world was that was watching these men of faith. I want to encourage you, the world is watching how the church is responding, the ways that we're coming towards some of these issues and approaching them, and they're looking to see if we have faith and not fear. And I want to tell you that God is going to empower us to be a shining light, a city set on a hill, so that many, many people can find Jesus and put their faith in Him. I also noticed that it says that their bodies were not harmed. I want to encourage you with this point right here, that your body will not be harmed. Speak God's word over your life. Turn to Psalm 91 and pray those powerful verses that promise that the deadly pestilence will not harm us. We're God's children. We can speak faith over our circumstances and over our lives. In addition to being faith leaders, we're also wanting to walk in wisdom. And so when you come here on Sunday mornings, you're going to find that we've taken a lot of precautions to make sure that we're minimizing the chance of spreading any diseases. There's hand sanitizer all around the building. We encourage you to use it while you're here. If you're not feeling well, please stay at home. Watch our streaming services online. We won't be passing our offering containers like we normally do through the road to reduce the spread of any germs. And so our host will be at the doors where you can drop your offering in. And so you can still worship God through your giving. And we'll just continue to be wise in the way that we're handling that. As always, we're asking you to continue to use the good personal hygiene that you always do, washing your hands frequently, regularly, using hand sanitizer, as well as limiting the amount of contact that we have with one another while we're here. You know, instead of the normal handshake or hug that we normally do as customary at our church family here at Living Water, maybe you just want to give a good wave to someone or even a head nod. Just let them know, I'm so glad to see you here at church. Let me tell you, church, this is the time where the world is watching, and we're going to shine the light of Jesus. If for some reason we reach a point where our leaders tell us that we need to stop meeting because of the size of our gatherings, definitely we're going to respect those in authority as Romans 13 tells us. But for right now, we fall well within the laws that are provided to us to continue to meet and have service. And so we're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday right here at Living Water. And remember, the best is yet to come.